Okay, so I call to order the EDC for Snoqualmie on September 26th at 11 a.m. Was everyone able, let me move that side. Was everybody able to look at our revised letter to the city council? And does anyone have any changes that they would like before Jason is able to send it to the city?
Here, I'll put it on the screen so you can see it.
Who we have? We have Bob Mitchell, Sherry, right?
And we adjusted the total based on some feedback that we had received on potentially capturing the funds. And so it'll be more favorable for the city council to look at it. Kelly?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we got some more information, and Sherry, I think she's on here. Is Sherry? Yes,
I'm
Sherry.
here.
So the cost of what's happening to do this campaign. And I just wanted to let you guys know that Seattle just did the same thing, pretty much what we're doing. And they use their ARPA funds on it. But I need some information, Jason, that I really think is important to add to this letter. How much does the city get in revenue of $100,000 in sales tax?
What?
The city portion is, I can look it up if you give me a second.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact city share off the top of my head, but I know I can find out. So give me 1 second.
Are you saying $100,000 and what percentage sale tax on that $100,000?
What does the city bring in on $100,000 sales tax? What do they keep? What's their revenue?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Councilmember Watten's here too. Okay, things go away. Okay.
So we're going to need to add, so the letter that Sherry or just sent to me email. So they had an increase from Snoqualmie when they did theirs from 7 to 27%, which is a great increase. 20% is a great increase. So we just need to put somewhere on this letter what our expected revenues for the city are going to be.
Right.
Kelly, there was a nuance to that though. That was coming from 2020 to 21. So there's probably some assumed increase in sales tax since we actually could have businesses open as well. So, I mean, just to be totally transparent on that, or.
Well, and Kelly, we don't have a percent because that's not within our control. I know you might want to add that, but we do have, which will increase sales tax revenue by contributing to the city's overall revenue base.
So Rob, do you want to, Watten?
So Kelly and I were just chatting about this. If the council had the information, say for instance, that it's going to affect 50 businesses, this is our anticipated lift from doing this is 50 businesses at 10,000 each. That's 500,000 in new revenue that we're projecting. And it's all conjecture, but what impact would that have on the city's portion of the sales tax collected? And if it turns out to be 20,000, that will be very, very helpful for the council to know. And I'm only speaking from my own perspective of what I've heard from the other council members, where 75,000, I think, is something that can be pitched. I think there might be some hesitation at 95,000. And however, if you can justify and show us, here it is, this is where we get the extra $20,000 back, then that makes it more palatable. So that's my only recommendation.
Okay, so I looked it up on Department of Revenue. The state rate is 0.065, so 6.5%, and the local rate is 0.024 or 2.4%. For a total of 8.9% sales tax in Snoqualmie.
So how much would the revenue be to the city then for, I don't have anything to check that, 2,400,000.
Yeah, hold on. So. So $2,400.
That's how much the city makes on 100,000.
Yeah, if there's $100,000 of taxable sales, the city will get $2,400 from that. $2,400. The state will get 500, but
So if it increases sales overall by $500,000, it means the city gets back $12,000 in additional taxes.
well, and that's just on the sales tax directly. I mean, there are other taxes the city would realize some revenue from, you know, B&O being one of the main ones there.
That's the point, yeah.
I was just going to mention
Property
B&O.
tax impact would be very limited. I doubt we can even tease out a property tax impact from this.
On the B&O side, Jason, do you have any idea of what the impact, the financial impact could possibly be, potentially be?
Not off top of my head. I can try to look it up.
It's probably not going to be significantly more.
Yeah.
That's my thought. That's my thought that, you know, we're kind of looking at these different pathways. So what I hear you saying, Rob, this is Lewis, by the way, sorry.
I figured that part out.
Yeah, my droning voice. Thank you. So two different pathways here. One would be kind of looking at evaluating these different numbers and, you know, kind of bridging that delta. Okay, that's one. The other would be to lower the ask by $20,000 to the $75,000. And the thought there is it has a better chance of passing, essentially.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that because like when I did the ARPA funds, I requested $48,000 from ARPA funds to put together like the different events that we were doing for Snoqualmie. And I only received $13,000. So I don't want to put our ask down to 75 and then hopes to get $12,000. Does that make sense?
No, absolutely. I guess so. The other question, Rob, would be, you know, just kind of having this conversation. I mean, is it potentially a situation where we ask for the 75 and, you know, what's approved is substantially lower?
Well, and I think for the sake of this conversation, we also came down from an ask of 275 down to 95, knowing that we've massaged it with Nicole and Rob, we're negotiating against, I mean, this is what I do for a living. We're negotiating against ourselves. I agree fully with Kelly. We had heard rumors from a few council people of 100,000 that they would be okay looking at that. And so that's where we're at the 95. And just to come down to 75, the same thing, they might come down to 35. And all we're trying to do is get funds to support the community. It's not benefiting any of us directly that are on this call or on the EDC. It's truly for our community. So I would, as far as the numbers, this is just a negotiating place to start, and we're already cutting over half.
Well, is this a do or die? Like, is this, you know, we want at least the 75,000, and the branding report is kind of a nebulous number right now. But if we're looking at the 95, sorry, if we look at the 95 and we say, you know, this is what we need to have in order to carry on this campaign and to set up the lights and that whole deal. If we can't get that, it's kind of hard to say now that we can compromise on that. So is this kind of a, you know, we can make the strong ask that we've come down, we've worked with the city on these amounts, and that this is the money that we would need to successfully complete these projects.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, it's Nicole. I would agree with Kelly that I wouldn't go down. Now, the formula that the past ARPA funds, the formulas that they used and the percentages and the rating criteria was unique in the sense that there was, you know, 100 or so applications, and they had to apply that formula and that criteria, that grading scale. I have no idea what this next round is going to look like and what the committee, who the committee is, how it's comprised. Does it go to committee? Does it stay at council? Don't know any of that, but I would agree with Kelly, and that's, am I allowed to give this advice? I would not whittle it down if I were you. I think I would stay with what you've got because it has the potential to be whittled down once it gets under evaluation.
If allowed to say, I fully support that too, Nicole.
Can I just ask one? This is Emily Arteche, the Community Development Director. Under the branding campaign, does that include a city logo?
No.
Well, the city logo is the current city logo. It's been the city logo for a good 15 years. There's no talk right now of redoing that, although there's a style guide for fonts and different things. It's possible that we would go into the communications, be doing a logo, but this branding campaign could be its own brand, not necessarily a logo. Is that kind of what you meant, Emily?
Possibly.
Okay.
That's a really good thought. I mentioned it just because the staff did have one of their first coordination meetings with the tribe, and it was brought to my attention at that point that the tribe has a lot of concerns about the city's logo, and
With
that
the falls in it.
the falls is a tribal. I'm not sure if I'm using the right terminology. Very
Proprietary or
well, yeah, it could be that, or special or unique or affiliated only with the tribe, and there was some immediate verbal kind of discussion going on about why are you, city of Snoqualmie, using our falls as your symbol?
So Emily, for the sake of time, because we only had this as a 15 or 20 minute quick, that would be a great thing that we can potentially put on the side. But this branding campaign in particular, and Kelly, correct me if I'm wrong, is more promoting, pardon the dog's tail, tourism. So that could be a great further conversation, including the falls and the tribe and what that looks like going forward.
I see them being different, Bobby. But I think it's a good point, Emily, and that could be a side conversation that the city would do. And
In conjunction with this effort?
complementary, I think, cities do that. They evaluate logos, and it might be time, and being that there's this emotional plea with I'm not using the right words, but it's a separate issue from this. I think that and Sherry, this as well, different cities will go into like a marketing brand or a slogan, different things. I see this being that, I see you nodding, Sherry, do you agree?
I do agree. This is completely different, and this is very focused. A
Okay.
brand campaign is way longer, way larger, and should be kept separate, I believe, from this one, because this is really this is focused on let's get it going. Rubber hits the road. Very
It's
soon.
it's our tagline, I guess you could say, something, yeah, it's marketing.
And I apologize, but I have to jam out. I had to push a meeting. I have to be at another meeting in a
Yep.
minute.
So Sherry, I think you're on the same page as Kelly and I on this.
Yeah, hold fast.
Okay, and then details can be presented to council with revenues and things like that later, but at least a letter is approved by you on your side to get to Jason and CD.
Yes, this seems way more digestible. Great. Thanks, guys. Good work.
Thanks. For some reason, I can't see the participants who's here. So does anyone else have any other questions, or if you want to just approve our ask, and then we can get it moving forward to Jason?
That works.
No, it's Ryan Steele. I don't have any other. I agree with the idea of not dropping it down, because I think it already has the potential to be whittled down. I think this is a separate from the city's own agenda. This is for the businesses, and you should be focused on that.
Okay. Thanks, Ryan. Oh, Joelle, you have your hand up. And Kelly has your hand up. Oh, did we lose everyone?
I don't.
Oh, can you hear me?
Phone still works.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll just try to be brief without coughing.
Fine.
So on the very last paragraph, Saying we expect the investment to double business profits. I think that should be removed or changed. That's pretty aggressive, and double business profits.
That's a good
We
point.
could change the wordage on that. I just,
And I kind of agree on that one. Should we do it to just increase?
I think increase, or let's see.
Increase sales tax revenue.
We
Okay,
have that in the next line.
so business, which would then translate to, yeah. I gotta mute my phone.
Business. Yeah, we can, we can easily make that change if the commission wants, is in agreement.
Sounds good.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. If we pull out the double business profits.
Okay,
much
so
as
we're
it-
just gonna
that's-
put in there increase instead of double.
Yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
that's what we're hearing, seems like.
Okay, so Louis, if you could do
I think
that,
so.
and then we'll
Yeah,
just,
I'm not, is this Bobby?
yeah.
Yeah, Bobby, I'm not in a position, I'm not in front of the document right now.
Well, we have, I think, right, Jason, till Wednesday at noon. So even if we did it, if we just
Oh,
change
okay,
it.
okay.
If
I
we could
thought we
just-
needed to get it over after this meeting, but if I can make changes to it this afternoon and send it over.
Yeah, if we can just change that one word, and then I think we're all in agreement.
If it's that.
So we'll
simple-
just, we'll remove double and just remove the word double, correct?
And just put increase.
Okay.
If it's that easy of a change, I can do that. You know,
Oh,
if
that'd be great, Jason.
I have direction from the commission, that's easy to do, because Bobby was kind enough to give me the Word version over the weekend.
Well, and don't we also have to decide all this at the conclusion of this meeting to make it legitimate?
Yeah, I mean, they'll vote
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if there's a clear direction from the EDC to change one word, I can do that. That's easy.
So Louis, the sentence would read, we expect this investment to increase business profits, which will increase sales revenue, tax revenues by contributing to the city's overall revenue base.
I think that's clean and I'm fine with that.
Agreed.
Perfect.
Okay, so Rob, walk me through this voting.
All right, so the motion's before you.
The motion before you to approve,
Is, to adopt this document as amended.
to adopt this document as amended.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
As any opposed? By
No.
unanimous consent, you've adopted this.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.
There
Thank
go.
you.
And then Jason, once you change that one word, if you can send it around, that would be great. So everybody has the final copy.
Yes, absolutely. And just as a planning note, we raised this with the chair of the CD committee late last week, and he's aware he was going to have some further discussions with the mayor pro tem as to which committee would be most appropriate for this letter to be considered. So that will likely either be the CD committee, which meets on Monday, the next meets on Monday, the 3rd, or excuse me, possibly the finance and administration committee, which would meet on Tuesday, the 4th. We'll let you know once that gets sorted out.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for everybody's work on this.
Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Good job.
And bye.
Thank you.
Oh, adjourned at what time?
Adjourned at September 26th at 11:20 a.m.
Perfect.
Thank
Second that
you.
motion.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.